Humans resurrect strangers before saving themselves. I know that sentence is false. Every survival model in the coalition proves it. And yet, I watched it happen. My name is Therek of the Vel Syndicate. I was the evacuation officer aboard the colony station Kestra 9. The station orbited a dying moon. The moon was breaking apart. We had 17 minutes before the debris storm arrived. 17 minutes is enough time for a rational species. Humans are not rational. I had studied them for 6 cycles. I believed I understood them. Humans always move toward danger when another human is watching. They call it courage. I call it social display behavior. A peacock spreads feathers. A human risks death. Same mechanism. That was my conclusion. Then the alarms began. The station lights turned red. Bulkheads slammed shut. Thousands of beings ran for the shuttle bays. I floated above the crowd on my grav harness and directed traffic. Everything followed prediction. Vel clustered by family units. Ruin abandoned injured members. The insectoid Kelt formed protective walls around their queens. Humans shouted and ran in every direction. Chaos. Predictable chaos. Then I saw her. A small alien female. Species, LYR. Age, juvenile. She was trapped beneath a collapsed service beam. Her breathing sacs were rupturing. She had perhaps 2 minutes. No LYR stopped to help. Correct behavior. A dying juvenile cannot repay the risk. I mark her as a casualty and continued directing evacuees. Then a human changed course. Male. Approximately 30 solar years. Maintenance worker. No armor. No rescue authority. He saw the trapped child and ran toward her. I was not surprised. Other humans were watching. Social display behavior. He reached the beam and tried to lift it. It did not move. The floor trembled. A warning siren announced hull fractures. The human should have retreated. Instead, he wedged a metal pipe onto the beam. Primitive leverage technique. I almost admire the efficiency. The beam rose a few centimeters. Not enough. The child screamed. Humans react strongly to juvenile distress sounds. Another predictable trait. The human planted his shoulder under the beam. His joints shook. Blood vessels burst in his eyes. The beam lifted. The child crawled free. The human collapsed to one knee. There. Display completed. He would now evacuate. He did not. The child could barely breathe. The human removed his own emergency oxygen pack and strapped it to her. I checked my translation implant twice. He had just reduced his own survival probability by 43%. For a non-human child, no audience remained. Most evacuees had already fled. My theory cracked. The station lurched violently. A meteor fragment punched through the outer hull. Air exploded into space. Bodies flew down the corridor. The human grabbed the child and slammed himself against the support column. He wrapped his body around hers. Incorrect. Completely incorrect. Protective positioning should prioritize the stronger individual. He used himself as the shield. The decompression ended. Emergency doors sealed. The human stood slowly. His back was bleeding. He looked at the child first, not his own wounds. I descended from my grav harness. For the first time, I spoke to him. Your shuttle bay is that direction. He nodded. Then he carried the child the opposite way. Medical bay, he said. I stared at him. The nearest shuttle was 400 meters away. The medical bay was 900. The debris storm would arrive in less than 12 minutes. He was choosing a longer route to save someone else. I followed. I told myself I was monitoring an unusual psychological event. That was a lie. I wanted to know why. We moved through shattered corridors. Sparks rained from broken conduits. Gravity flickered on and off. Twice the human nearly fell. Twice he tightened his grip on the child before steadying himself. Never the reverse. A section of ceiling crashed behind us. The shock wave threw me into a wall. My left manipulator went numb. The human turned back. Of course he did. Humans collect problems. He helped me stand. I outweighed him by 20 kilograms. He was already injured. He still helped me. I reached a new conclusion. Humans are not displaying courage. They are malfunctioning. No stable species sacrifices itself for unrelated strangers. No stable species does it repeatedly. Ahead, the corridor split. Left led to the medical bay. Right led to the shuttle docks. The emergency AI announced the final evacuation window. 8 minutes remained. The human looked left, then right. For the first time, uncertainty crossed his face. I felt relief. At last, survival instinct. He would choose the shuttle. He would finally act like every other intelligent creature in the galaxy. Then the child stopped breathing, and the human ran left. The child did not breathe. The human did not hesitate. He ran faster. My calculations collapsed again. No shuttle waited in the medical bay. No rescue team remained there. Only abandoned equipment. Only empty corridors. Only death. I followed anyway. The station groaned around us. Every vibration echoed through my bones. The moon outside was breaking apart. Its shattered crust glowed like molten glass. Fragments larger than cities drifted toward us. We had 6 minutes. The medical bay doors refused to open. The human struck the emergency panel. Nothing. He forced his fingers between the doors. Impossible. The motors fought him. Steel bent. The doors separated just enough. I slipped inside first. He carried the child after me. The room was silent. No doctors. No nurses. No patients. Only emergency machines blinking in standby mode. The child was turning gray. The human placed her gently on the treatment bed. He searched every cabinet. Empty. He searched another. Empty again. He cursed once. Very quietly. Then he stopped moving. I recognized the posture. Acceptance. Finally, he had reached the limit. Even humans must surrender eventually. Then he did something stranger. He closed his eyes. Not in grief. In memory. His hands began moving. Fast. Precise. He pulled wires from broken monitors. Connected portable batteries. Rerouted oxygen tubing. Built something I did not recognize. What are you making? He ignored me. The machine sparked. Failed. He rebuilt it. Again. 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 3 failures. No frustration. Only adjustment. Humans confuse me. Every intelligent species stops repeating failure. Humans repeat it until reality changes. He pressed air into the child's lungs. Again. 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 Nothing. No heartbeat. No movement. I checked my scanner. She was clinically dead. It is over, I said. He never looked at me. No. One word. Quiet. Certain. He continued. Compression. Breath. Compression. Breath. The station shook violently. Lights exploded overhead. A console crashed beside us. He never stopped. I finally understood. Humans are not ignoring danger. They are refusing to acknowledge it. That should make them extinct. Instead, the child coughed. 1 weak breath. Then another. Color returned. My scanner malfunctioned. I checked it twice. Then 3 times. Alive. Statistically impossible. The human smiled. Only for a second. Then the alarms changed. A new voice echoed through the station. Core breach detected. For minutes. The station would not survive. Neither would we. The human lifted the child again. She opened frightened eyes. She wrapped both arms around his neck. Not around me. Not around her own species. Around the human. I did not understand trust. Not like this. We sprinted toward the shuttle docks. The corridor was collapsing. Fire burst through ventilation shafts. Gravity failed completely. We floated. Then gravity returned sideways. The human slammed into a wall. Still he protected the child. Always the child. Ahead, a cargo bridge snapped in half. Only a narrow beam connected both sides. Below it stretched open space. Stars. Silence. Death. I stopped. No safe crossing existed. The human never slowed. He stepped onto the beam. It cracked immediately. Every instinct in my body screamed retreat. His body leaned forward. Balanced. Careful. Slow. Halfway across, another impact hit the station. The beam split beneath him. The child slipped. Time stopped. He had one choice. Save himself. Or save her. Finally, the pattern would end. Reality would win. Instead, he let go of the beam. Both hands caught the child. His own body dropped. Only one arm found the broken edge. His shoulder dislocated instantly. I heard the bone tear. He dangled above space. The child cried. He pulled her upward first. Not himself. Her. Always her. I rushed forward. Against every instinct my species had evolved. Against every law I believed. I grabbed the child's arm. Then his. Together we dragged them across. He collapsed. Breathing hard. Laughing. Laughing. Why laugh? Nothing was funny. Everything was ending. 3 minutes. The shuttle dock appeared ahead. One shuttle remained. Its engines were already warming. The pilot saw us. The hatch began closing. Correct procedure. Do not delay departure. The human ran harder. Not for himself. For the child. We reached the shuttle. The hatch sealed. Too late. The human pounded the hull. No response. The shuttle lifted. I watched hope disappear. Then something impossible happened. The shuttle stopped. Its engines powered down. The hatch reopened. The pilot stood there. Human. Of course. You coming? As if delaying evacuation for strangers required no explanation. We climbed aboard. The hatch sealed. The shuttle launched. Seconds later, Kestra. 9 vanished. The station became light. Then dust. Silence filled the cockpit. The rescued child slept against the human shoulder. Safe. Alive. The pilot finally spoke. You okay? The injured human looked at his bleeding arm. Only then. Only after everything else. I think so. I stared at him. Hours passed before I found the courage to ask. Why? He tilted his head. Why what? You risked your life. Repeatedly. For strangers. For another species. You should be dead. He looked out the window. At the shattered moon. Then back at the sleeping child. We all belong to somebody. That answer explained nothing. Yet somehow, it explained everything. Months later, I submitted my official report to the coalition. Every reviewer rejected it. They claimed it violated biology, psychology, military doctrine, common sense. They were correct. I deleted every scientific conclusion I had ever written about humanity. I replaced them with one sentence. If a human reaches toward you when death is certain, do not ask why. Reach back. Asterisk asterisk. I once believed humans resurrected strangers before saving themselves. Now I know something far more terrifying. They do not believe those are different choices. I once believed humans resurrected strangers before saving themselves. Now I know something far more terrifying. They do not believe those are different choices. If this story stayed with you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more epic HFY sci-fi stories, and tell us in the comments. What would you have done in Therek's place? Until next time, stay curious and keep looking to the stars.